Hi guys. Um, in the past, when I would go to sit down in a chair, it's often turned that way because when I gotten out of it to go do something and then I come to get back in it, I think I would grasp it about here and sit. A bad thing about that is it kind of bends the wrist, which doesn't feel that great. Eventually, I realized that I could kind of split my second and third finger and go down like that, and it would help me to sort of balance as I went down and uh, and give me a little support, and it felt better. Once I realized that, I kind of came to see that there's many different ways. I could put my fingers straight on there and just kind of hold myself a little bit as I go down. I could put one finger on there. I could put maybe a curl or just my thumb. I could keep it in the same spot as I go down or kind of let it slip. Or sometimes I can just use the same old classic that bends the wrist. I do like that split finger one. That's pretty comfortable. Um, but I think I kind of think I vary it a bit, whatever muscles or fingers are feeling good. I mean, it could also depend. I think you slightly approach it sometimes from a different angle. I mean, that might be a possible. I don't know if that would be possible. That's a little strain here, but I'm just telling you in case you didn't consider it that there's quite a few different hand positions you could use. You might use mine or find your own. Um, I suppose there's times when you sit and you're facing straight. For me, the chair is facing straight. For me, it's usually turned a bit. In that case, I would think. Well, there's still the full grip. There's the fingers just kind of helping you to stabilize. Um, and I would imagine, I just don't do that very often. So I would imagine there's quite a few other options. There'd kind of be the rolling under. Um, I don't know. I don't do that. I rarely do. I don't do that often. So I don't know those. I think I'm usually had the chair turn. I just mentioned that because it might come up. But I think it's been good for me. It just feels nicer to the hands. It's a small detail, but well, for me, I'm in and out of the chair quite a bit. Um, I mean, I think I'm sitting myself back down 30 times a day, many days a year. Oh, that's another one. That's two fingers on that side, and the index is on this side. But in that case, that index might shift up. I think it's looking for what's comfortable and it can change each time or be kind of the same and kind of going with the flow. Like you might start to go down that way and discover it kind of hurts, so you kind of let it flow, let your hand flow a bit. Now that flowed into the same kind of quote classic unquote position. Um, so um, I can't think what else to say about it. If you like my videos, do subscribe, comment, rate, and do. Uh, if I forget to say anything, I'll write it in the comments under the video, um, or the details rather, or make a future video, or maybe I won't do either. Well, I would write it because that's easy. probably would make a future video that's a little harder. So it's giving you options. You may not use it. You may have a position you like and just stick with that. But it's fun to open up, maybe, and there might be a more comfortable way than what you're doing. And for myself, I hadn't realized it till just recently, and I've been getting in and out of chairs for decades. It does occur to me that I've been playing with this idea of not always just doing the same old thing. I think for a month or two, it could be, I suppose, that at some point I'll go back to just now in this case, I'm not putting my palm on here. I'm just touching it with my fingertips or up towards the fingertip. I've still got just the fingertips. I could see it happening that maybe at some point I'll just return to the same old way I always did it, like doing that like all the time. As I mentioned, I still do that occasionally. It's hard to know when I find a new way to do things, whether it'll be something that stays with me. You may already have discovered this principle of how you use your hands when you sit down, but maybe you haven't.